Hey, good afternoon, my people. How are you doing today? Hope and trust your day is going well and that it will go well for the remainder of the time. Today is what? Monday? Monday, the 26th day of January, 2026, and the time right now is 2:55 p.m., 5 minutes before the 3 p.m. hour. Well, on my way home, I had a meeting, and on my way home, I was listening to the radio this morning, and I heard Giselle Isaac, the end part of Giselle Isaac on the program. And I always have my things recording, so I got the recording. And this is going to be the topic for me for today. I don't know if I'm going to do something later. Who knows? But when I always say I try to get a backdrop to go with what I'm going to be saying. And I like this one. I like this backdrop here today. I like this one. Tomorrow isn't promise. Cuss them out today. And trust me, I want to say cuss out them today, but no, I'm not going to descend. I'm not going to descend into that. Um, there's a discussion from time to time that people ask the question, are leaders born or can you make a leader, create a leader? Um, there's two sides to that story. There's two sides to that story. But the reason why I raised that, when you watch circumstances and as you live life and you gain experience, you don't have to wonder who the leaders are. You don't have to wonder who the leaders are. The leaders don't tell you who them be leaders are. The leaders just lead. And people gravitate to the leader. Nobody ever tell you them be the leader. You know what I mean? Nobody ever tell you them good. People just know you're good. My mind running and burning flames. You know? People just wait when burning flames band will broke down one man, just wait and they have to wait an hour because they know what come. You know what I mean? That's a leader. That's a leader. There's that sixth sense, that you pick up. That's the leader. And you have some people who want to be the leader. They have the world of brains. Not really brain, no. Correct yourself, Dave. They have the world of accreditation. But they can't create a storm in a teacup. Yeah. Anyway, let me get into this here. I yes, as I said, I was listening to Giselle. I haven't figured out yet the recording part to play. So what I did, I got a readout of what she said, or the parts that I wanted anyway, what she said, and I'm going to read it into the record. Well, they're quote now. Anyway, I'm going to read it into the record so that for those of you who might not have heard it, you'll have an idea. Trust you me, it was refreshing for me. It was refreshing for me. And say what you want to say about Jeliza. She have more guts than a lot of men that I know. She have more guts than them. She have more guts than them. But that's a discussion for another day. Here goes. I want to say to our people that there is a controversy, and I'm dealing with this head on. There is this manufactured controversy on the radio as to who should be the leader of the United Progressive Party. Giselle, I don't think it's a manufactured controversy, if I understand what the manufactured controversy is. Because if it's a manufactured controversy, I suppose that you will be believing that somebody in the party is not for it. So it's people on the radio doing it. Notice, Giselle, the persons who are who they it's about. Notice that then they come out and say, "Hey, me don't know where this come from." But look, notice that notice I haven't heard that as yet, Giselle, and that is why I said it's not manufactured, in my opinion. Anyway, there is this manufactured controversy on the radio as to who should be the leader of the United Progressive Party. I'll say this to you. There is one leader. There is one democratically elected leader at the convention of 2024. And I, DJ Isaac, as a person and as chair of this party, support the leader 1000%. Okay? I give the leader the same degree of support I gave to the previous leader. Jamal Pringle was elected, and I will give him the same support that I gave to Harold Lovell, and that I still give to our former Prime Minister, Baldwin Spencer. He is a democratically elected leader of the United Progressive Party, and I will say this: no coup is going to work. Welcome to the party, Giselle. Welcome to the party. Jump up and wind up yourself. Hey, I will say this: no coup is going to work. And why do I say that? Because if you create a situation where you get rid of half of your support, you can't win no general election. I can't say no plainer than that. If you split this party, those of you on radio who, I don't know, you must get a contract with Gaston Brown. You must have gotten a contract with Gaston Brown to try and split this party that on January 7th, you wrote a letter of application to join and run as candidate, all right? You who are attempting to do so much damage now, who as recently as January 7, 2026, wrote to this party applying to join and to be a candidate. Let me just stop there a little bit. Giselle, I'll give it little small trash. Waste of time with that. Don't waste of time with that. And again, I'm going to say to you, some of these persons they just bring the message. The bigger fish in there. The bigger fish in there. The bigger fish in there. That's what David said. Okay. Yes, if you push, your efforts to push out Jamal Pringle will not work. This is not Labour Party. This is the United Progressive Party with rules and regulations and a constitution, okay? Nobody will be prime minister if the UPP loses. That's just the fact. And you're right. If the UPP no win, nobody in the UPP will be prime minister. And them who a coup prime minister, we use Gaston word when he say check me the coup. He said he call check name. When if he call check name, did he say them a coup? But I don't know who you talk. People in the UPP a coup prime minister. And you hear me talk about that 6 cents when I think me wrong. Anyway, nobody will be prime minister if the UPP loses. That's just a fact. You have to win an election for anybody in the UPP, anybody at all, to be considered for leadership of the country. So if you lose the election, there's no question. All this is moot. All this is futile. If you cannot win the general election, nobody in the UPP will be the prime minister. Simple as that. And let me just add to that, Giselle. If you can't win your seat, you're not in a way. Win your seat first. That's the first thing you have to do. Anybody who wants to be prime minister, I have to win a seat first. What, 2 term now, Jamal win his seat? I'm going to come back to Jamal's seat and then something. But if you can't win your seat, you can't be the prime minister. Even be a leader, and under your leadership, the UPP lose. Me think that me will not study about for win for my seat first. But anyway, down the line, I'll come back to that. So those of you who want to stand outside and throw stones in, y'all need to stop. Me care one way or the next way they throw stones, Giselle. Just ignore them. And those of you inside who are allowing the stones to affect your decision and affect your actions and your speech, you need to check yourselves as well. You need to check yourselves as well. Because if we lose the election, you're going to end up with Gaston Brown. And this is the weirdest thing to me. Everybody knows how Gaston Brown won the last election. Because he told us. He told us, he boasted about it. And we know that he stole the election. And as UPP supporters, we don't want him as our prime minister. But you accept him, don't you? You accept him. You accept him. Because whatever means he won by, you accept that he won. And you call him honorable prime minister, even though he's a man without honor, a dishonorable person. A person who curse you stink on social media and on his radio station, and you accept him. Well, you know what? Get used to accepting the democratically elected leader of the United Progressive Party because constitutionally he's not going to move. Deal with it. I want to read over that to my friend per radio. I'm not calling him because they get agitated, you know what I mean? So I'm not calling him. But my friend per radio, I want to read over this week. Hey, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Get used to accepting the democratically elected leader of the United Progressive Party because constitutionally he's not going no place. Deal with it. And those of you who want to make drama like that fool on Observer and those fools on Observer saying, oh, you can't trust him because he's friend with the ambassador. I don't know if he's friend with the ambassador or not. I know he knows the ambassador, like many of you do, right? And I want to ask, if you know somebody who on the opposite side, who is on the opposite side, do you automatically make them your enemy? That's a big question there, Giselle. That's a very big question there. That's a very big question there. If you know somebody on the opposite side, you automatically make them your enemy. You see, we have some hypocrites out there, you know. I'm not calling name again, so then I will call a name. But when certain politician was just made candidate for the Labour Party, little bit more, what am I can say? What am I can say, bud? What am I can say? Little bit more, me don't wonder. Let me put it, a little bit more. Me hear people say, them they no candidates for the Labour Party going back. Me hear people say that Liverpool road that the fix on the Labour Party and UPP. So what happen if me say me want my road fix? Them they can have their friends. What other people can have their friends? Remember me not calling the name no. Because me no nigga get antsy. Nigga get antsy. I mean I really want to get antsy neither. Because I'm a friend. I'm a friend. You understand me? I don't really want to get antsy neither. But if you know me, you know so me talk. You know me talk it as I see it. That is a very interesting, important question there. Because you know somebody on the opposite side, that means you and them automatically should become enemy because on the opposite side? No. You have your politics and me have politics. It's simple as that. Well, if you're not mature enough to deal with it, may try for you in the bad with on this thing. If you're not mature enough to deal with it, okay, just go ahead. From old lady always tell me never born in the twin. I'm alone. And when you just tell me so, then I just wonder, but you know, I come to see the value of it now, I'm being big man. Me not a twin. Anyway, moving on. I have some of the die-hardest Labour Party people in my family. They're still in my family. What do you want me to do? Go to the courthouse and take out some kind of declaration to say, because they don't vote blue, I'm not related to them? And it's a problem to you. If our political leader is friends with an ambassador, and it's a problem to you, then know who me talk. It's a problem. Hey, look, this is a sweet bad. It's a problem to you. If the political leader is friends with the ambassador, you're all so coward. You all won't even name him. And that's true. That is true. That part is true. Coward. You hear all kind of allegations. And, hey, if I didn't know, as a matter of fact, that the ambassador do this, go parade and say, look, me no here do that now. You hear me talk about statement of fact in the last video that I did? Because when you make a statement of fact, you can be called upon to prove it. And if you can't prove it, you can pay. Yeah, so she has a point here. You're all so coward, you all won't even name him. You all are so afraid. You all are so yellow-bellied that you all won't even name him. Yellow-bellied. Let me see the party. Yellow-bellied. Okay. Moving on, Dave. Why you all don't call his name? You know, it's really strange that this is the same person that they're alluding to who worked with the United Progressive Party between 2004 and 2014 under Deputy Political Leader and Deputy Prime Minister Wilmer Daniel. Yet all of a sudden, you're going to judge an honorable man. This Jamal Pringle did not make you lose your visa and your application for your green card. That is true. I'm talking about green card. Some of them who might have a green card who believe they protected. Trump come now. Maybe the green card didn't look so secure. Pixels and nonsense. That's all we can say. He didn't put Antigua and Barbuda name in the mud. He didn't raise your vehicle licensing fee. He didn't have half of you going home half day because the buildings you're working are not fit for human habitation. He didn't come into your house and tell you vote for me and so on and so on and so on, and none of the promises that he made have been fulfilled up to yet, with all the ground fakings and everything else. He didn't turn millionaire overnight when he was poverty stricken and bouncing checks all over Antigua and Barbuda the month before. Well, this is really easy. Somebody made poverty stricken and never bounce checks. I would that. Hey, take me off your agenda. I'm not going nowhere until I'm good and ready. And Jamal is going nowhere until constitutionally he has to. And that day was, if you want to call it a statement that she had put out, and then she took calls afterward, but me interested in the calls them. But I felt good with that. I felt good when I heard that. And as my backdrop say, tomorrow isn't promised to none of us. None of us. Cuss them out today. Negation around. Cuss them. Boy, I so want to use the word, but I don't want to use the word still. Cuss them. Cuss them. You know, I was having a conversation last night or yesterday evening. I don't remember what I was speaking with. But I was saying to them, oh, no I remember who I'm to talk to. I'm not call the person in. But I think Jamal will be 50 yet. I stand to be corrected. I don't know if he's 50 years old as yet. Maybe if he's 50, just gone in 50s. He would have won 2 terms already. All things being equal, he can win 3. So then he automatically can qualify for pension, full pension. And if he not be 50 yet, and now we think about 65, that means he have a next 15 years, 15 to 20 years in the politics if he choose. 15 to 20 years in the politics if he choose. So he go around long after some of them that they gone. And as I'm speaking today, in my opinion, you know what I mean? They pay all kind of people all kind of money. I mean, they're not smarter than me. The way home see the thing go, only 2 seat, maybe UPP is guaranteed, in my opinion. That is all since Eastern St. Luke seat, in my opinion, and the St. Mary's South seat, in my opinion. And that I have no talk to do with Sugar. If anybody go, they go run and go with, in my opinion. So, and the candidate with that. The others of them gonna have to work to win the seat. And what Jesus said up in the body when she talked about you have to win for be prime minister, she's so right. And if the party is split, how you gonna win? She's so right again. Because all them people who might want to bring about a coup, forget the rid of Jamal Pringle. Who you believe Jamal Pringle and people? You believe Jamal Pringle and can just sit down and sit on? If you listen to work? That's how life work? That's how politics work? That's what I really believe. That's what I really, really, really believe. But if I believe that, boy, I dumb like Aronia. I dumb like Aronia. You know what I mean? Well, God is good. God is good. And he's going to work it out. The Almighty is. He's going to work it out. They know, no. They know. The people them who push the sovereign from the, behind, they know, man. They know. They know. They can't get, they can't be no leader. They're not getting a leadership by no negotiation. If you want to win, when the Constitution speak to, whatever the Constitution speak to, in terms of what should happen, that will happen. If I'm not mistaken, I think somebody had told me in the past that Richard Lewis was one of the drafters of the Constitution, or maybe he's on the team or whatever the case is. So he know. So he will tell us what the Constitution say. If they're supposed to have another convention before the next general election, or if there's any provision made in the Constitution that within a particular time you don't have a convention. Richard Lewis will tell us. Well, how much time Richard Lewis run for the leadership, boy? Two. Yeah, I think he ran against Lovell and he ran against Pringle. Right. So he know how the sum go. He will tell us how the sum go. But I like how the sum to shape up. I like how the sum to shape up because the way how me see the shape up, like I said, I'm gonna make sure that Jamal is cemented as leader of the United Progressive Party for many years to come. That's what me see. Because Eve Mr. Love, forget that. Eve Pringle, a winning seat and a winning seat and a winning seat. And other people can't win their seat. How they come leader? How you work? So you work? Anyway, in closing, all else, remember that tomorrow isn't promised. So cuss them out today. Take care, my people, until we come again. Bless up.